LA Capone was on the way to change the game, but the ops was creeping in the shadows, and from the looks of it, someone might have backdoored bro and handed him on a silver platter to the ops. At the end of his life story, will you come to the same conclusion? Let's see. Let's get it, gang. Leonard Anderson, known as the legend LA Capone, came up in the South Side Chicago as a kid. His parents was split, so LA became the man of the household with his moms and his sisters. From as young as 4 years old, LA was already showing signs of how smart he was, reading books and playing with rhyming.
Did all that. But mom was so smart. He learned how to read when he was like 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a smart boy. That's why people trying to figure out how he knew how to wordplay like that. Because he wasn't just street smart, he was book smart as well.
Between then and the age of 5, he was already showing signs of the rapper to be.
He had been rapping since like 5 years old. Like just playing around with it, but he got serious about it in the teenage years.
LA was spitting bars already as a little jit.
Yeah. His daddy brother, he got an uncle named Jeremy. And like, I'm bleak now, but as a shorty they was calling me Pooh. But his first rap was like, I got an uncle named Jeremy and an uncle named Pooh. One got a game and one got two. Like, that was his first rap ever. He was like 3 or 4 years old.
Wow. And what was the rap with about Naomi and Jerry and them?
Yeah,
that was the Hot Boys or something.
Off of the project chick, he put my cousin and her friend's names in it.
Oh.
This is for Naomi, Jerry,
Lil
they
Mama
mama
and
and
their
they
friends.
Man, Shorty was different.
Still a youngin', his moms didn't want him to grow up without having time with his pops, so for 5 years she sent him to live with his old man. Moving out there, LA got to see a whole different world and experience life from a different perspective. He was making friends with families that had weight in the hip-hop game, like T.I. and Wayne's daughters, who had their own group, the OMG Girls.
Yeah, he used to ride his bike there. He used to be with the OMG girls. Those girls was those was some of his friends that he hung with.
OMG.
Yeah, you remember OMG girls, T.I. and Tiny daughter?
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, Lil Wayne daughter and Tiny T.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Around 8th grade, tragedy struck and LA experienced a big loss when his pops passed. He moved back to Chicago when he was around 12 in 2010 and was in a culture shock returning to the environment back home. Even down to LA Capone's drip was now like the A.
Early, 11, 12, 13, he was living in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He moved back to Chicago in 2010, but like every summer he'd come back.
LA seemed to lose connection with the trenches, but that savage blood was in him. Bro was back outside like he never left, letting that Capone presence be felt once more. When them teenage years hit, that's when LA started becoming LA for real. His bar game got crazier and his ties to the streets were growing deeper. He linked up with savages like Rondo No. 9 and Tay 600, who was like his ride or die partners, the Drill Amigos.
Talking about 300s, you know they coming, you know they drumming. Can't wait till the D-Rose come home, bro, won't be on dummy.
Free D-Rose.
That's enough, man. Ain't no
man. Just need to pick the one we got coming, man. 600,
LA
man.
Rondo, man. Get in the tune, man.
Get in the tune. Take some time, man.
The 600 Black Disciples gang became a part of him and he repped it heavy.
You got motherfucking 600 boy LA, man. LA Capone, man. Get in tune, man. OC2 boys, man.
But LA was more than just a super savage. Even though he was out there thugging, behind it all, he was an honor student and MVP football athlete and had his diploma. If he really just focused on music and not have his foot still in the streets, it's no telling how far or how great he could have really been. The streets became his second home, and right around that time, the music scene in Chicago was taking off. Keef and Durk them was popping off, and LA fit right in with the OTF and 300 camp.
Yeah, I with Durk. Yeah, that's my homie. That's my homie.
Like without rap shit, real shit.
Without all that shit, man, let that
This
shit
shit
go.
bigger than rap shit.
Yeah,
This shit bigger than that shit.
that shit ain't nothing, man. We just got
300, 600,
we finna show 'em if I have a hug in my
man.
fucking
Shit bigger than that shit.
From there, the music was on go time. LA popped out with his first music video for the banger Murder. The entire gang was in the music video, and LA let the ops know if they want smoke, bodies dropping. LA kept applying pressure, linking up with his man's Rondo number 9 for tracks like Face Down. The heat just kept coming. LA had the bars, energy, and he had this melodic flow that had heads bopping in tracks like Some More featuring Honcho Hoodoo. At first, his moms didn't believe him when he said he wanted to rap, but once she heard him on the track 600, he had everyone down.
When I first heard 600, when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, he for real. He for real about this. Like, I remember it was August 2012, and it was my sister. She was having a luau, and she played it for the first time, and I was like, okay, you know, he for real. Like, he got some talent. All right, okay. And yeah, that's when I really started like really getting into it and like listening and paying more attention to what he was really doing.
His Unc them used to pay for studio sessions, and LA would rip the mic. As his buzz grew, so did his notoriety in the trenches, even being co-signed by the young demon himself, King Von. LA seemed like the next up. Him and his homie Rondo number 9 was making moves and even touring with Durk.
Like, real, like, motherfuckers that's already, like, at the top already. Motherfuckers gonna see what's up, yeah? Cause I fuck with a lot of niggas already. We been on tour, we fuck with Pusha T, Fabulous, all of them. We fuck with a lot of motherfuckers. That ain't shit. We
Hold up, fam, you been on tour already and shit?
We went on tour with Durk and shit.
Oh, that's...
It was up, but the ops wasn't trying to let the fame be stuck and try to take him out. September 29, 2012, the ops slid on bro. According to Tay 600, who was there when he got pulled up, they were chilling on the block, walking from 600 to Front Street, but made the mistake of leaving the straps behind. A op dipped out of a store and started bussing. Tay and them went one way, and LA dipped through another street trying to get away, but the op wanted him and didn't stop until he hit LA up. By that time, it was like dudes was desensitized and accustomed to the violence. LA Capone ate them shots and popped back out like it was nothing. Bro was out with a vengeance, with tracks like Play for Keeps, with Rondo number 9, with cameos from Tay 600 and Durkio. LA Capone was just different and was in talks with multiple major record labels wanting to sign him. What's eerie about what happened next was that he had a conversation with his mother about moving to Atlanta because T.I. was talking to him and was interested in signing him to Grand Hustle, and also had other label meetings in the works.
Us talking and him asking me, Mom, how you feel about moving to Atlanta? And I was like, son, I'll go. You know, like, I'll go anywhere you want me to go. We can always come back to Chicago. I didn't have a problem with that if that's what he wanted to do to better his career. He said that Grand Hustle was looking at him, and another label was looking at him, and he was supposed to have a meeting.
LA never got to have the opportunity to see where those meetings would have taken his career, because the time on his life was about to come to an end. September 26, 2013, LA Capone went to his court appointment to get probation for riding in a Stolo with the squad. His mom spoke with him and got the breakdown of how court went, and LA went to the studio after.
Morning, he had court. He was with his friends. They was in a stolen car or something, so he was going to court for that they was about to sentence him to probation that day. And my daughter had like a conference at school, so he went to court with his friend and his mother, and I took my daughter to the conference or whatever. So I talked to him at the court, and he told me what happened, and I went on about my day. I went downtown. He went to the studio as usual, but he went early in the daytime.
That was earlier in the day, but LA went to another studio later on, and that's where tragedy struck.
I didn't see him anymore. I talked to him a couple of times, and then he went to another studio session where he was, shot at when he was coming out of there. But
that particular studio was giving vibes recently that fell off. but they recorded there before, so they didn't think anything of it. LA's Unc Bleak Capone had a convo with the guy who owns the studio, and they agreed not to let LA come through while other people were there because some chatter was heard by folks wanting to be on some drama with LA.
So I pick up, like, we gonna go kick it with LA today, you know what I'm saying? I go pick him up, it's probably like 8 o'clock. I call this dude at the studio. Now me and him had this was really crazy about it. Me and this dude had an agreement, like, don't never let my nephew come to this studio when somebody else here, because it had already been some said prior.
For that day, LA Nim was calling old boy to come through, but he wasn't picking up his phone the whole time. Right up to the 25th, they called and got through, but he told them not to come because other people were there. LA wanted to record the song Brother to send it to Durk Nim because he wanted to drop his tape on November 1st.
Okay, I called. Bam, he broke. Y'all probably ain't gonna wanna come here. I mean, he like, I know you ain't gonna wanna come here. There's other people here. I'm gonna call you back like 9:30. LA geeking though to get to the studio. He like, man, I gotta get this song did. I gotta get this song did and send it to Durk. My tape gonna come out on the 1st. You know what I'm saying? This the 25th. You feel me? He trying to get his shit ready for the 1st.
The following day on the 26th, dude called telling them slide through, but what's strange, when LA got there, other people was at the stew too.
My brother said that LA had been calling the guy trying to get an appointment at the studio. He hadn't been answering for weeks. Then all of a sudden this day you decide you want to let him come to the studio and record, and there's somebody else in there, like.
And then this happened.
Yeah.
LA told Bleak after he dropped him off that there were other dudes, so it may not be the best place for Bleak shorty to be.
I was gonna go to Hostage studio with him. The nigga, he go upstairs. He up there for like 15 minutes, got me just downstairs waiting. I'm like, damn, bro, what's up? You ain't gonna call and tell a nigga. He like, oh man. Now he tell me like, it's niggas up here. Like, you probably don't want to come bring the little chick up here or whatever. You feel me? He like, I'm just gonna call you tomorrow.
LA finished recording and went out the back. LA then went down the stairs and walked down the alley.
Just record. This is gonna be a hit song, man. You recording?
Right here, these the steps of the studio. LA got killed coming out of this door right here. The back door of the studio, one room. He had got finished recording. Brothers stepped down these stairs and walked into that alley right there. And that's what happened. Man.
As LA was walking down the alley, his homie JB Bin Laden was on top the stairs and saw the ops creeping up and tried to warn LA, but they already got the drop on him and shot him 2 times. One of the bullets reopened his old wound around his leg area where the first bullet was still lodged and the blood was gushing.
You know, but I told you we went to court. We went to court the day that he got killed. That day we went to court in the morning.
So you was actually at the same studio too?
Yeah.
At that?
Yeah, I don't know.
So what happened? Like, when did y'all end up separating?
We ain't not really separated until he walked off the court. I tell you.
So when the actual shooting occurred, like, you was still in the area, or he found out afterward? So you was
take it down at Durk, you know?
Yeah. But it's basically like, was you close enough to hear what happened?
Yeah.
His homie would rush to his side as LA was losing hella blood on the floor, and it's like LA knew this time he wasn't going to make it, cause he said the words, bro, tell my mom them I love them, I don't think I'ma make it. Everyone was rushing to the hospital, Durk, Tay, everybody. The hospital was about 200 strong. That's the kind of love LA had in the streets.
Were you shocked when you heard that he had been shot again?
Yeah, I had been shocked because I thought, like, you know, like, I wasn't even aware where the he was at. Like, I didn't even, when I heard he got shot and where and how, like, when the shit finally started, like, what the because, like, me and LA, like, the thing was, like, we kind of called each other about a lot of shit, especially shit that was unsure, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we didn't really know the total outcome of shit. I remember one time he had caught a case, and me, I was kind of in and out of the juvenile system. and him, like, as like far as just going to the Audi home. So when he fake called a little case, folks calling me, asking me what's gonna come with this and what's gonna, you know, like, shit like that. And I'm like, you know, just telling bro, like, so if he like unsure, like he went there without a pipe, without knowing what was really like up to the place and people over there. And if he would have called me, I would have told him, like, nah, let's not do it like that. Or let's not go without this. Or, you know, let's just like, let's be smarter. You know what I'm saying? And when I found it out, it was like, I was shocked, because I'm like, what the fuck was he even over there doing? What was going on? You know what I'm saying?
Mama Capone and everyone else wasn't really bugging at first, because the first time LA was hit, it was all smiles and bro acting normal. So everyone was thinking this time it was the same.
I was in the house, me and my daughter, and she told me she was hungry, and we walked to the restaurant. This restaurant, I've never been there before. It was my first time going there. We walked, and as we got to 71st Street, I looked to the left. I saw police sirens, you know, like, and I'm like, man, something happened down there on Stony Island. I looked to the right, it's sirens down there. Something happened down there. I said, Dad, somebody gonna got shot on both ends. But not thinking nothing of it, you know, got her cheese fries. We went back home. When I had left my phone, and when I got back home, I had like 7 missed calls from my friend. And I called her back. She told me that somebody had called her and told her that he had been shot and to call me. But he was alert, you know, he was woke or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I didn't feel nervous or anything. I just got in my car and went to the hospital or whatever, and I got there, and I still didn't feel nervous. So I didn't feel, you know, like I didn't feel nervous at that point.
But the scenery this time started to look different. Homicide detectives were there asking questions and all that jazz. Then when Mama Capone stepped out in the elevator and heard her mom screaming from way on the 5th floor, she knew she lost her son, LA.
Went upstairs to where everybody was at waiting, and I started like seeing police coming. He had been shot prior, the year before. No police, no nothing. This time it was like police in suits and all that, so it started making me feel like something, like a worry inside of me. I said, well, my niece was there, she wanted some donuts or something. I said, I'm gonna go downstairs and get her some donuts. And then I remember going down to get the donuts, and then I was at the elevator, and I heard my mother yelling from the 5th floor. I heard a scream, like a loud screech. I'll never forget it. Like she was hollering to the top of her lungs, and I was just like saying to myself, like, oh my God, you know, like, oh my God, I know what that meant, you know. And when I got up there, they was just all over the floor screaming, hollering, and they said that he was he had died.
The news messed everyone up. Mama Capone had to step away because it was too much for her to even begin to process or accept. They lost LA.
I don't know, it did something to me. It just like made me shut completely down. They were all up there screaming, hollering, crying. I just got back on the elevator and I went back downstairs, because I didn't know how to like process it. I couldn't process it in my head. Like I know it happened, but I just didn't want to face it or realize it, accept it. And I stayed downstairs for a long time, and then when I finally came back up, they told me that I couldn't see him.
It's heartbreaking hearing his mom talk about seeing him on his deathbed, because she recalls tear marks by his eyes, and she was wondering if bro tried calling out for her when realizing he wasn't going to make it.
So they left, and they finally let me see him. And it's just like, to see your kid like that, that's a whole nother, man, it's something that you'll never forget. And then being a mother, I always think about it, like he had these dried up tears in his face, like he was crying, and I just can't think of nothing but he was crying for me. Like he wanted his mama. Every kid wants their mama when something going on with them, you know. That's your first thought is, oh my God, I want my mama. And that I just couldn't think of nothing else but that.
That can't be easy for any mother to stomach. That's what these youngins now, that don't even live in the hood fail to understand when they're promoting the gang life. People really out here getting murked, families and mamas really mourning and hurting. LA Capone's homie Rondo number 9 was going through it, and the perfect opportunity later presented itself to take out the rage on February 14, 2014, after an altercation happened involving a shorty they knew. Unfortunately, him and C-Day ended up murking the wrong person, an innocent taxi driver, Javon Boyd. They hit C-Day with 38 years and Rondo number 9 with 39 years after being found guilty of first-degree murder. With them numbers, bro would be leaving prison in around 2056.
Smell it you want. Nah. Why is that? Get a good picture on. That's all. One of the buddies from the neighborhood.
The ops thought they had won, but cops arrested 3 suspects for the hit on LA Capone's life: Michael Mays, Miko Buchanan, and Seiki Hardy Johnson, aka Lil Mick. All 3 hating on LA Capone's shine was found guilty and sentenced behind bars after they turned snitch when seeing that they weren't even going to get out. They ratted on each other, stating who was the driver, the hitter, how they got the straps before going to the studio, waiting in the car while watching LA get murked, everything. The judge dropped 45 years on Buchanan, hit Mays with a 24-year combo, and Lil Mick won the biggest prize, a 60 years. Details would reveal that the hitters were affiliated with 051, rivals of 600, and they murked LA Capone in retaliation for their fallen comrade 051 Fathead because Capone was alleged to be involved in Fathead's hit. LA's legacy lives on in his friends, fam, and his posthumous tapes, Separate Myself and King LA, that keep his impact on the industry alive. LA Capone had just celebrated his 17th birthday a week before he got shot. He would have been there right next to Durk Nim with Mama Capone seeing her son be great, but the street stole that from her and him. Long live LA Capone. Alright gang, there y'all have it. Spin the story of LA Capone, man, aka Lil Assassin. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. You already know what it is. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!